All right, we're getting ready to sample our first Ohio whiskey.
I think so.
I think so. What's your favorite whiskey from Ohio? OH!
Oh!
Welcome back to Exploring Whiskey. Today's episode, going back to my home state.
Yeah, man.
The big
Yeah.
OHIO.
Yes. All
The
right.
Buckeye State.
So, Eric was again traveling and decided to grab local. I was like, that definitely seems a theme for our travels. This is the Whiskey War Bourbon, which comes from High Bank Distillery. What I know looking on their website, the history-wise, is High Bank Distillery. The naming is, that's where the city of Columbus was incorporated, was on the High Banks, because the river runs right through the downtown area. So
The Olentangy.
So that's kind of cool. And then the Whiskey War, not something that I knew, but the history is actually kind of cool with that. In the late, we'll call it late 1800s, somebody was trying to make a bar in Columbus.
A saloon.
A saloon, sure. Yeah, I guess at that point it was a saloon, not a bar. And right before they were about to open it,
those darn Methodists.
Yeah, the Methodists were very anti saloon.
Yeah.
And so they blew it up. So then he rebuilt it, and they blew it up again. Then the next time he came out, and the rumor is he came out with 2 guns going, God. So that's the Whiskey War.
Yep.
So that's kind of a cool little historic nod. And from what you said, kind of a cool spot.
The spot was really cool. Big space. It's in a kind of a smaller, nicer strip area in the New Albany, so like the northeast part of Columbus.
Okay.
Big garage doors, big bar. They've won a ton of awards for their spirits, but also they're known for like their cocktails, their happy hour. They've got a really good menu for not even just bar food, but food, pizzas and everything. It was a really cool spot. And unfortunately, I was outside all day at a lacrosse tournament. Whiskey just didn't sound great at that time.
Wasn't feeling that, huh?
But, like we said before, I went and looked, and they actually have sampler packs. This one was not in the sampler pack, but I was like, well, I almost complete what they had. So
gotta get the baseline so you have a comparison to build from.
They had some. They could buy a port finish. You could buy all of these that I bought in the sampler in 750s.
Yeah.
But they had some of their other specialty bottles, but unfortunately, they were sold out.
Let's crack her open.
But that is their thing. As I told you before, a lot of people that in the shirt say "Make whiskey, not war," and you can get the sticker. So goes with the theme.
Yeah. So their baseline, they're not producing this. They are sourcing this and blending it. But they're not sourcing it all from one spot. So whoever their blenders is blending multiple different whiskeys together, things like that. This is their baseline. On one thing, it said at least 2 years old. On their website, it says at least 5 years old. And I don't see an age statement, which makes me think it's got to be at least 4. So maybe it is 5. I'm not sure. 88 proof. It is the baseline, though. Yep. So
at least it's not 80.
Take that, right? Right. It's not 80. They could have gone lower. They decided not to go that low. And from what I could see, 750 is like high 30s, like $37 if you wanted to get a full bottle of this.
The sampler was $60 for 3 bottles, and then it was another like $13, I think.
And it's not 50 milliliter samples. Right, it's 200 milliliter samples. Yeah. It's pretty solid. So, all right. I'm kind of excited for this.
Rye.
Yeah, definitely rye.
A pepper, a dill note.
A little sweet something in there, but high rye, definitely. They don't really say, but I did see someplace that it said it's a blend of 3 different whiskeys, 2 sourced out of Indiana, so I'm assuming some MGP, probably some high rye, low rye. And then something out of Tennessee. Probably, I'm guessing at this point, it's probably more the Columbia than it is the Dickel. But I don't know. I guess I'll taste it and see if I get Dickel.
The dusty peanut.
Or the minerality thing.
All right.
Nose is fine. For 88 proof, it's a more apparent nose than I would have expected. Like, it's not a muted nose. There's notes.
Finish is really, really sweet. Kind of thin though.
It is a little thin. There's a little bit of a cracked pepper spice going on. A little dill, maybe a little mint. And then there's
I get like honey.
like a candy note.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a candy note. I'm not honey. I'm not sure I'm at honey. I get a candy note. But I can't say what it is exactly. So maybe
This is one right out of the gate. The proof needs to be a little higher.
Right, I agree. So I agree. There's definitely a watery note to this that I'm sure their barrel proof doesn't have. But for an 88 proof whiskey, it's got notes. It's not washed out because of that.
It's their first one, so I'm sure they're stretching it.
Yeah, right.
Stretching it.
And then build up. It's very rye forward, but there's a candy note in here.
Yeah, it's definitely rye forward on the nose, but the palate for me is
Got super sweet at the end. Again, touch of spice. Then it lightens up. Nice sweetness. Decent. I mean, everything about it's pretty solid. It actually makes me pretty interested to see what the barrel proof is like, because this
their other
ramped
bottles
up.
seem to have really good coloring to it.
Okay.
So.
And they showed almost every bottle they had was like 2 gold medals and a platinum medal.
Yeah.
So they're winning a lot of awards for how they're blending and how they're putting this all together. So I want to know what that candy note is, though. It's there, but I can't place it.
You know what it is? It's kind of, there's two things to think of. They're both cinnamon related. It's like the Fireball Jawbreaker when you get past the red cinnamon and it's just
that white core.
Or like after you kind of chew like the Red Hot. After you get through the cinnamon, you have just that sticky,
sweet candy with like a little bit of a cinnamon herbal note.
Like you've had a bunch of them, and it's like, all right, you get like you don't want that flavor.
Inside of your cheek is kind of bumped up now.
Yeah.
Maybe I could go there. I could see that. Let's see.
More rye.
I'm hoping the sweetness kind of kicks up just a touch. That would round it out really nicely. To me, it's me. It's a little rye forward for me.
But so maybe even more rye forward with the water on the nose, and then even more sweetness on the palate. I think the rye note's sharper.
It's sharper, but I mean, it's not. Yeah, it's a little bit more apparent. The rye is a little bit stronger on the nose.
Like I get more dill, not a whole lot of pepper.
I get more towards that herbal side.
Yep.
Yeah, that mellowed out the palate. Definitely sweet. It did exactly that.
It's not as thin though.
It coats the mouth a little bit more. Yeah, there's a little bit more oil stickiness, whatever.
So I was on the right track. Heavier rye note on the nose.
On the nose, and a little sweeter, and I wasn't expecting the oil to kind of kick up on the palate, but no, that works.
I like it better with water.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. That's pretty solid. Again, now be very interested to taste what barrel proof tastes like. And then we'll do that at some other point.
Yep. Well, there's 3 more to samples. And the proof goes from 100 to like 100.
So is one like bottled and bond-ish?
I think so. I think that's the blue.
And then there's a barrel proof, and then there's a finished one, right? In the sampler pack?
There's a green label, a blue label, and a red label.
I think the red label is finished and something.
Yeah. Not bad.
No, not bad at all. No, definitely. I mean, for a relatively local, and I assume you probably can't get this outside of Columbus, let alone Ohio.
I tried to ask because they had that one that was a cigar finish, but they put it in Albarano, or had an Albarano, which I was really excited about. They're actually re-releasing some of their finished ones next month.
Okay.
But it's only in the Columbus market. Yeah.
All right. So
I would imagine they probably have some distribution Cincinnati, Dayton.
Yeah, larger
Yeah.
areas of the state of Ohio, but probably not outside of Ohio.
Nope,
Probably.
not yet.
Yeah, small, and they're sourcing, so they gotta, they're figuring out. That's gonna be hard to have a consistent taste profile when you're sourcing from multiple places. That's gonna be, that's interesting.
But no, it's nice. Like I said, when we travel, we try to find something local. If it's something local out of the shop, or actually a distillery, it just happened to be
bonus.
it was right there, and I didn't see it. My wife saw it, and she coordinated the team dinner there. So, hey, worked for everybody. Everyone was
There
happy.
you go.
Everyone was happy. So, but
definitely win-win.
yeah, and I'm excited. With the other ones again, the one's at 100, one's at like 113, and there's another one that's
116, 118,
Yeah.
somewhere's in that.
so. To your point, I'm anxious to taste those. And
Yeah, with adding a little proof, less water impact.
Yep.
Initially, in the barreling,
So,
the bottling.
but if you're in the New Albany, Ohio area, definitely stop in. They got a great beer selection. They got a great cocktail menu, and the food's pretty solid too. So you can check multiple boxes at that place.
You get everybody covered, even
Yeah.
if you're not hanging out with just whiskey people.
Yep. So yeah, definitely if you're in that area, check out the High Bank Distillery. Enjoyed my time there, and I enjoyed. Again, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't have anything when I was there, so
Yeah.
this one, I mean, for their base, it's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Better with water. Well, we hope you enjoyed our first review of a High Bank Distillery whiskey, the Whiskey War. If you did, as always, we'd love the support of the channel and encourage you to hit that like button at the bottom of the screen.
And I'll link up all the other ones that we're going to do. As they come out, we'll make sure that they're all linked up here, so you can click in there and see how they rank up as we go through the lineup.
Yep. All right. Well, thanks for watching.
See you on the next episode.
Cheers.